People often consult me for the first time after they've received a refusal on an application to naturalise as a British citizen. And this is what the refusal looks like. So the most common reason for being refused when applying to naturalise as a British citizen is absences. And the residence requirements include that you must not have had more than 450 days outside of the UK in the 5-year period before making the application. And they also say you must not have had more than 90 days outside the UK in the 12-month period before making the application. But there is a discretion to disregard absences in excess of those limits. And these are divided into absences over the whole 5 years and absences over the last year. So let's have a look at the exceptions if you like. So we'll start with absences over the whole 5 years. And you can see here that they're divided into different bands. And in each case, you can see here the circumstances in which it will be disregarded by the Home Office if appropriate. So the key points are that the Home Office says only very rarely would we disregard absences in excess of 900 days. If your absences are more than this limit, your application is likely to fail and your fee will not be fully refunded. And for absences exceeding 730 days, I was dealing with such a case this week, the Home Office would expect you to have been resident in the UK for the last 8 years. Alternatively, you could show that the absence was firstly the unavoidable consequence of the nature of your work, and this is often relevant. For example, if you're someone working for a UK-based business that requires frequent travel abroad. Or you can rely on the idea that you have exceptional or compelling reasons of an occupational nature or of a compassionate nature. And with my clients, I've relied on things like family bereavements, for example, and illnesses which prevented travel. So illnesses when they're abroad which prevented travel back to the UK. But here COVID can potentially be relied on as a ground. And what you have to do there is have a careful look at the chronology of the lockdowns and the points at which you could or could not have returned to the UK. Now, what about days outside of the UK in the 12-month period before making the application? Well, again, there's a discretion to disregard absences in excess of these limits. And again, I'll show them here. You can pause the video if you like. Now, the key points are that the Home Office says only in the most exceptional circumstances would total absences exceeding 180 days in the final 12 months of the qualifying period be disregarded if all other requirements were not met. So if you're asking Home Office to exercise discretion, particularly on the basis of absences due to, for example, COVID lockdowns, then feel free to speak to me using my consultation service on the link in the description below. I'd be happy to help.